Started the day at 3 over, that to 2. That looks like the cut will be right around +1 or +2. Currently now it's 1.
Just a couple of players separating those 2 overs from making it right now. Ernie trying to go the other direction with a resurgence. Was it a 6 putt or a 5 putt at the first hole?
It was hard to watch, I can tell you that.
So here they are at the short par 4 second. And just an iron off the tee. Annabelle Raleigh is down there on the golf course. Avoided those old divot holes.
A lot of body rotation, very quiet hands and club face.
Our afternoon featured group off and running here as they amble up the hill. That second tee right there, just about the lowest spot on the property. It's all uphill from there, Michael. Now, one of those 1-overs has dropped a shot.
This is going to be a fun group to watch because what you're seeing, you see different body styles, different swing types. Ernie Els is an open-face player with a lot of hand activity. Zach is a shut-face player, not a lot of hand activity. Zach is, I think, one of the best putters in the game. And then Ricky Fowler, who is slight in stature and yet generates tremendous club head speed.
Well, we've had a great morning. Brian Anderson and Bill Cratchit heading over to TNT. Michael Breed with us here in the booth and on the golf course. The newest member of our team this week, all the way from down under, Annabelle Raleigh. How are you, Annabelle?
I'm extremely well, thanks, Brian. Hi, Michael. Great to be with you guys. And I can tell you that the atmosphere is electric out here with this group. And I'm feeling some very positive vibes already.
Oh, you gotta like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, when Ernie Els starts off with a birdie, he's one of the more popular guys on tour. Ricky Fowler, one of the more popular guys on tour. Zach Johnson, certainly a very popular guy on tour, but very well respected. High character guy. It's a very interesting pairing.
Notice Ernie Els has not closed the Velcro on his glove yet. This is one of the great pre-shot routines in golf.
Yeah.
The Big Easy has 133 yards.
Look at that rhythm.
Come on, hook, man.
Expecting that to move a little left on that uphill lie, but it didn't.
A lot of Martin Keimer.
Interview.
All of a sudden, he was on about 5 TVs.
And live. All at the same time.
So these guys making the safe play off the tee didn't get them all the way onto the flat area, and that's why Ernie was trying to play that hook, as you mentioned. It was a 6-putt 9 for Ernie Els to start the Masters this year. And he has certainly rebounded since then. I mean, that's enough to ruin a guy. And if you've been watching over the last couple of years, he has missed some very notorious short putts.
Yep.
But he's got a couple of top 25s. Top 10 finish at the Quicken Loans National, which was at Congressional. Very comparable layout to this one.
Look to see Ernie's putt leaking left.
Smooth roll. Oh, yeah. The big easy, making it look easy.
Shot 80 that first day at the Masters after the 9 on the first hole with a 6 putt. He was only 3 over for the rest of the day. That's a good bit of battling. He shot 73 the next day. And this is
I'm going to say for the better part of a month, maybe more with that motion. He's worked hard at it. It looks good. It's just interesting to see if he can overcome, put himself in a position here. I think if he can get to where he's, you know, tied for the lead or one back going into the weekend, you'd certainly think that coming off of the confidence that he gained last year, that's really what his next step is, winning a major championship. That exhibition he put on at the Players was amazing.
Well, through the playoff, his play at 17, birdied the 17th hole 4 times.
And the tee shots that he hit at 18, both of them were in the 330s.
Yeah, just rockets. A little bit of a backup at the 3rd hole. It is a long, tough dogleg left downhill. Very much has a cathedral force,
not dissimilar to like an Oak Hill. As far as I'm concerned, it's a very, very similar feel, similar property. Interesting swing for Ernie. Had a lot more weight on his left heel coming through that shot than I've seen him have. The result is great, but that motion was a little bit different than I've seen out of Ernie on the greens. Is hardy. It's a thick blade.
You made a great point about the ball's not always going all the way to the bottom yesterday.
Yep.
That's a big challenge. Now Els.
Ernie has 194 yards. The wind just picked up slightly. It's into him just a fraction.
Birdie start. See if he can go for the get the trifecta.
Sounded a little heavy.
I don't think he was comfortable with that. After watching Ricky hit his shot that far over the green, you start wondering whether the wind really is affecting it, and that's just that little doubt that comes in. That was an uncommitted golf swing.
He will have to hold the bunker shot for his 3rd consecutive birdie. Yes. And they were on the beach. And so was Ernie Els.
Earning 20%.
Ernie's got a firm, wet lie in the bunker, and he's got plenty of green to work with to release that ball. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a pitching wedge, something with less loft than a sandy.
Hole was 23 paces on the green. And he's not to the green yet. This shot's some 30 yards. Very well played.
That had that great thump to it.
Yeah.
Green Star, the bunkers starting to dry out. Earlier this morning they were nice. If it didn't move, it moved. It was never going to move a cup. Greens can be so frustrating here. That is one of the great defenses of the course. They're in wonderful shape. They're just really hard to read. Els now for par.
Left lip for Ernie.
All right.
Missed the green from the middle of the fairway. A bit of a loose iron shot, but he gets away with it. And they head to the amphitheater there at the 4th. Els inside the cut line now. And we will go to the 4th.
One of the neat par 3s in championship golf. The way the PGA has set up this amphitheater.
Ernie has drawn 6 iron here.
You got any holes like this back in Australia?
We got plenty of sandbelt holes, but yeah, we got a few like this as well.
Golf Tracks presented by Scott Trade. Going to show this to us. They got holes with 2,000 people around them in Australia.
I'm sure that's true.
They just go around them the other direction.
I got that, by the way.
Thank you. Love the Golf Tracks look over on the right-hand side.
Open. The driver was cooperating, but we've seen him hit some errant tee shots with that.
Luckily, that road is closed to through traffic. One of the many road closures around this area. They try to maintain law and order. You need help with your golf game? Want to find a course or sign up for events in your area? Go to PGA.com for all your golf needs. Saw PGA.com's TJ O'Clair out there.
Yep.
What a setting as we look down on this 4th green. From high above, 2,000 spectators have seats up in those big old grandstands, and here's a couple hundred more. About 5 or 6 deep there on the left-hand side. These folks, some of these folks over here can't see the tee. They're just gathered around to see the green. And look how many of them there are. Golf Tracks presented by Scott Trade, showing us all of the tee shots today. You see some of the good ones in there close.
You're seeing some bogeys that were up on the green there. That is telling you how difficult these greens are to read.
It's like 7 feet 1 inch closest to the day. Jim Furyk was in there tight. Nobody hitting it all that close right now. Thomas Peters hit it to 7 feet exactly. And he 3-putted it.
If there's any doubt, by the way, blue is definitely the most popular color. You look down at the patrons there. Blue is definitely the color of the day.
Well, Zach Johnson going with that.
Yeah.
You see those bare patches from high above, and even here at this angle, you don't notice them out there, Michael. walked across the edges of a couple of these greens, and they don't show up.
And if they at all would affect the movement of the ball, you can bet Kerry Haig's staff would not have put a hole located there.
Another slow putt, moving to the left.
You can see how it gets up there and really moves hard to the left.
We did have rain overnight, but only an inch of rain overnight. They started playing the ball uphill.
As much as Ernie's broke to the front of the green, Ricky on the opposite side of the hole would have thought that would have moved more, and I would imagine that the influence of Ernie's putt in Ricky's mind is the reason why he would have missed that high to the left.
There's the putter that cured all the ills for Ernie Els. Actually, the same model that Zach Johnson uses. No offset in this putter whatsoever. If you forward press, this is not for you. The shadow of the blimp going by. And then Ernie undaunted. Okay.
It's a nice start for Ernie.
He'll get to let the air out of one here, or put the air into one here. Downwind at the 5th. Be a heck of a bogey, by the way. Misses the fairway and the green and holds it. If anybody can do it, it'd be Phil.
That's a fact.
To the 5th. Players coming up the hill through a tunnel as they walk off the 4th underneath those grandstands. And now a drive into a blind landing area.
Oh, we got a nice kick. Oh, almost looked like it was going to sit up there, and then it just. A little bit of a tougher angle, though this flag is 29 paces onto a green that has 36 yards of depth to it. That'll work.
This was one of the spots where we saw some shots get an enormous amount of spin, and this green was way more receptive than it appeared to be. That rough didn't bother Ernie at all.
It's a great hat right there. I don't know if you saw that behind Ernie, behind his shoulder. His golf ball appears to be almost 30 feet away or more.
PGA Tour veteran Mark Carnevale refers to guys that wedge their shots between the flagstick and the edges, getting the macho points. They get some macho points here for Ernie Els. Although he probably wasn't aiming long and left here at 5.
What you can see is he fixed his golf ball. It was he was coming in from the left, and he fixed his ball, was right in line with the flag. This is something for you at home to pay attention to, because his golf ball has now released to the left. So when you fix a ball mark that is sort of in line with something, and then when you go get your ball, if it's left of that, that's telling you the break that's going to happen on the green that he's going to have to deal with. So we know this putt should move, Ernie's putt should move to his right.
And Fowler's is going to be moving to his left. And talked earlier about that putter of his, has asked about doing that in the past. He says every time he does it, somebody picks up the phone and calls. And the officials told him that is not testing the surface, that is not against the rules. Sweeping something out of the way with the back of your hand. So put the phone down.
Yep.
Well, do whatever you want. Who am I to tell you what to do?
Yeah, you don't have BK's number. Nobody's going to call you.
You're not going to call me. I don't
Yeah.
know the rules. I just know that Zach has asked about it.
Another good chance for Els here. It's slightly uphill, breaking left to right.
Giving it lots of respect. Did he hit it?
Great golf crowd here, very respectful. We forget that we're in New Jersey.
Not far from New York.
Yeah, these fans can they can take no prisoners at times.
Been so successful with his game. Doesn't hit it a long distance. But, you know, I think about this BK, and you're out there every week as we watch Ernie Els with the driver on the 6th. The two players that have the least amount of face rotation in the golf swing, as far as I'm concerned. One is Jim Furyk, and the other is Zach Johnson, who we're seeing in this group.
Maybe caught that a little low on the face. I don't know what there was and what there was not to like about it. Now we mentioned with Els, and you notice the Velcro on the glove is open. When he closes the Velcro, he is ready to play his shot. He's done thinking about it. You like this, Michael?
The closing of the Velcro.
Yeah.
I love anything that's going to get you prepared for the shot, and the similarity in the pre-shot routine.
He's done thinking about it once that glove is closed. He says he does it on purpose. You think about the wind, anything else, but as soon as you close that glove, now we're hitting it. No more thinking.
148 for Els.
Right.
Ah, good shot. Rick, you'll get there. And his caddy, Joe Scavron, take things nice and easy out there. He has not made a birdie yet today, but sitting at 1 under par. Losing ground on the lead, though.
Depends on the level of the player. So what I like is the elite player being able to utilize both the 60-degree and the 56-degree. The not elite player, and I'm going to say single digit of 5 or higher, I prefer them for them to get really good with one club out of the bunker. And then as that handicap starts to, you know, get closer and closer to scratch, then let's experiment with some stuff. But more than anything, what I like to see is players that have 4-degree gaps with their wedges. I don't want to see any more than a 4-degree gap with your wedge. So you go from your pitching wedge, whatever that loft is, then 4 degrees later get another wedge, 4 degrees later. And if you end up with a 60, great. And if you end up with a 58, that's fine as well.
Left to right here for Els.
Is it going to take the break? No. Never moved, and he didn't hit it hard. Played maximum break on that.
Ernie Els, a member of the World Golf Hall of Fame. 19 PGA Tour wins. Starting off with that U.S. Open back in 1994. Tough on it, though, but, you know, still probably be okay.
Great job by our team.
Zach, father of 2 boys and a girl. He knows exactly how much those kids will value that little souvenir and what it takes to bring a kid out to the golf course. He just made that little man's day.
And his father, too.
Golf Tracks, presented by Scott Trade, showing us the par 4 7th. It's a par 5 for the members.
I think the hardest hole on this golf course. Just seems like every time we get one of our featured groups playing this hole, they struggle with this shot right here, the tee shot. begging for it to stay left.
I
don't think so.
You got to hit a big one to carry those bunkers. But you don't want to carry those bunkers. He meant to be left to that.
Yeah. There's no advantage. You're just going, you're carrying it into the rough.
Yeah, it's Ernie Els getting in an afternoon 18. As he is bunkered at the 7th. That's the upper tier of the practice area.
A lot of players down on that practice tee. Those that have just made the cut. Those that have found something today and they want to maybe get it a little bit more ingrained.
Annabelle, Ernie Els seems to be a little bit confused by what's going on here. What is he looking at?
He's having a good look at a horrible lie. So he's got several things to deal with here. The ball is well down into that rough. It's uphill, and it just got out of the bunker. Ernie Els has called for a rules official.
I think he just wants to see if this is possibly plugged. You can see he's got the tee in his hand.
There's Brad Gregory.
He's been busy on this hole today.
Ernie, I'm just feeling grass.
He was asking about an embedded ball, and if the ball was embedded there.
158. 135. That was fun.
Brad says no. In that case, it is actually up to the player, but Ernie looking for a second opinion.
That always just tip it out down to the left. I'll try to get it up.
Oh, he's going to try to make the big swing here, Annabelle.
He's got to watch for that bunker that is protecting the green.
Get out, Ernie. There is a big bunker right in the middle of the fairway, 20 yards short of the green. All right, now Ernie has not found his golf ball yet. There you go. This is long rough, and you can easily lose track of a shot. Wouldn't expect these guys to actually lose it, though.
Well, that's 102, huh? '96, just carry on the corner.
Third shot. Boy, he kept his head down for a long time there, Michael.
Surprising that he was able to put some spin on that. I know the greens are soft, but that would have flighted out a little bit lower. I would have expected that to the Ryder Cup team for the U.S. They'll be sharing some conversation in late September.
Yeah, he's fourth.
There you go.
Go ahead and fit him up for the uniform. Here's Els for par.
Uphill, slightly left to right.
That'll result in a bogey, his first of the day.
Back to 2 over. Still 2 over, has raced inside the cut line, and boy, it just...
And all 3 of our afternoon players not going with the driver. Very interesting. Like it. Oh, and a big bounce there.
Shot from Ernie Els. Bogey at 7, chance to get one back at the 8th when we can.
Double checking his caddy's yardage. 85 yards, flick wedge.
All these years that Ernie and Ricky Roberts have worked together, and he's still double checking. Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows.
Golf
something.
Tracks has it at 85.
Yeah, it's a great number.
Yep. Boy, the rhythm of that swing on that shot. So good. That result, not his best. Who was the guy that played for the Cincinnati Bengals? His name was Curtis. He was a wide receiver. He wore 85, I believe. He was the guy that used to... What's that?
You're not thinking about Chad Ochocinco, are you?
No, this is going back a long time
Curtis
ago.
Ochocinco?
No. I don't think it was his brother. No, no, this was well before Ochocinco. Ochocinco was probably 21 at that point. No, this guy played with Ken Anderson. His last name was Curtis. He used to when he got in the end zone, he used to throw the ball over the back of his head, over his back. Ochocinco did wear 85, though, didn't he?
Well, it's kind of what Ochocinco sort of means.
Really?
Not exactly what it means.
Stop it.
But it's sort of it. Those are the numbers.
I tell you, that's what happens when it gets late in the day. Would you have changed your name to a number?
For the right amount of marketing money, sure.
Interesting. What number would you have gone to?
I don't know. I mean, golf, 18's a pretty good number. I could be Brian Uno Ocho.
Uno Ocho. All right, Uno Ocho, read it.
Jonathan, loving the streaming coverage here. We appreciate that, Jonathan.
Uno Ocho.
How about Isaac Curtis?
Isaac Curtis. That's exactly who it is. How'd you find that?
The computer that's sitting in front of you.
You actually got
I used
onto
one
that?
that looks just like that.
Yeah, those things, I'm not so good with the computers. Isaac Curtis.
Yeah.
He was the original Ochocinco.
Went to San Diego State.
Almost out on the island.
Oh, well, there's plenty of golf out there.
There's tons. Yep.
Not too far from the Michael
Right on
Breed.
that border. Yes, not too far from
Michael Breed Golf Academy. Here's Els.
Uphill, leaking to the right.
Did he hit it? Oh, he had it.
even the tap in was left hand low for Ernie Els. Not the bounce back he was looking for after the aggressive drive. Still inside the cut line.
There's that glove that BK had talked about. Unfastened. Sees the shot. Now fastens it up. Switches the club to the right hand. Every time he will come into the shot with the club in his right hand. Very consistent in the routine.
6 iron for Els.
Much more accessible hole location today on the left. They had it tucked in the front right, and that's where the first 2 approach shots went.
Did he turn it enough? Good spot.
It would have peppered yesterday's hole location. Consummate professional Ernie Els, now making his home here in the States. Of course, from the pride of South Africa. From Nick on Twitter, love the Bengals. Love on the live stream. Who day?
Football season coming up. I'm excited for my Giants, by the way.
Yeah?
I'm a Giants fan.
Who day?
They good. They're going to be really good. They've got some wide receivers, although I heard last night that Victor Cruz might not be back to 100%. And that's big. Snapchat's like a video. Isn't it a video? Is Snapchat a video? It's just a picture.
It can be either.
It can be both.
Yeah, it's got a storyline. So you can show the world what you're doing in your day, or you can send a picture or a video directly to somebody. But yeah, and you can write stuff over the images or the video to explain the situation. You can get a little creative with it, whereas Instagram is strictly photographs with filters, and then recently they introduced 60-second videos too. So it's.
And he did that competitively, right?
I don't know, but
yeah, that's what I thought. And I thought he was then told that he needed to kind of calm down by his mother.
Els.
Right to left again.
Wow.
Really twitched there.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as bad as.
I think the second he hit it, he knew it was short.
Yeah, we've obviously got a sharp eye kept out for anything affecting Ernie Els and his putting. We certainly don't want to see him go through those struggles.
Let's take a look at what happens as he comes through this stroke. Yeah, he didn't flinch. He just knew when he hit it, it wasn't enough, and then he just kind of flipped the putter head.
Yeah, that was out of frustration, which is the right answer here. And how about this club selection here for Ernie Els?
I was about to ask you, are you surprised by that?
Yes, I am.
Looks like he's going to take it down the left-hand side and put a little cut on it. Somebody hit something that they like, and that's it.
It's back there at the ninth.
Uh-oh. Is that right? Yeah.
It is. Well, it was fellow South African Brandon Grace's tee shot back there at the ninth, and the karma doesn't carry over to the 10th. Els wet. Here's an ambitious club selection. Let's see if he can dig out of this hole. He is right on the cut line.
That you would get that with a 3-wood off the tee, as the trajectory of the shot is going to be a little bit higher. When it comes down, it's got a little bit more under up the fairway with the putter. That's not bad. Now Ernie Els.
Ernie Els, 150 yards, hitting 3.
This golf ball found the hazard that runs the right side of this hole. You can see it right there. Shouldn't have any tree trouble by playing his third, as Annabelle said. See him saw that off at the end. There's a couple of abbreviated follow-throughs that we've seen from Ernie.
Michael, what are your thoughts about Els' club choice off the tee there?
I thought it was a bit aggressive, and certainly for a guy who was on the cut line, I don't know that he needed to hit that club. Zach Johnson hit 7-iron in there, and I think Ernie is probably at least a club longer than Zach, so if he'd have hit 3-wood off there, he still probably would have ended up hitting a 7 or 8 iron anyway. I don't know that he would have gained anything.
That's right. Very surprising, given that the landing zone with driver is the narrowest point of that fairway.
BK, what are your thoughts about the driver selection?
He's not a guy that gives up on rounds.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know how the rounds all have different rhythm to them. He hit a great tee shot back in the 8th.
It's a really good point that you make there, because some days you feel like, okay, I don't know that I can get the driver in play. I'm going to go with the 3-wood. And other days you feel really confident with the driver, and then you'll go ahead and hit it.
And he left it out to the right back at the 7.
Yes, he did.
Sometimes you just feel like this is a swing you got to make. He knows what holes are coming up and how important they are. So you don't know what's going on in the guy's head.
Never do.
It was certainly not a give-up club at all. I mean, he is battling here. He obviously wanted to force.
Seems like everybody is taking advantage of this 9 holes. You saw Jordan Spieth start out on this 9, birdied both 10 and 11, and 13 after a bogey at 12. Shot
almost saved par. So that is going to drop for Ricky Fowler, challenging this dogleg left.
Sorry, 260, little one.
And Els making the more prudent play. Man, Fowler took a very aggressive line down that left-hand side.
with a 3-wood. That'll work.
A longer second shot left for Ernie Els. He is outside the cut line right now.
Down there in Florida. I think it's Lake Mary is where he is down in Florida. And just a wonderful, wonderful coach.
Long second shot here for Ernie Els at 11. 70.
What a swing. Needs to get more of those.
Looking for the bounce back, trying to get back inside the cut line. And we talked about the putting issues of Ernie Els and how much he has worked on it. Started this round with 2 birdies in a row.
This is going to leak left.
Twist to the back of the green. Did he hit it? Yeah. We've got a birdie.
That's a bounce back for the Big Easy. Right back inside the projected cut line. This afternoon, watching that man, the Big Easy, Ernie Els, just made his 3rd birdie of the day. Back at the 11th as he plays the par 3 12th. 210 yards today.
Hole located just 4 paces from the right edge. 5th hardest hole today. Just 10 birdies. Ernie coming off a birdie on 11.
It's been a bit of a struggle for Ernie, a little back and forth as he is bouncing back and forth between. Let's judge how our featured group did. Zach Johnson did all right. Ernie Els kind of let us down a little bit. And he has got some troubles here. This one looks like it may be up in the face. Annabelle, have you gotten a look at this one?
Very poor lie. It's just below the lip there. Just going to have to blast it out.
The glove is not fastened yet. Now he's ready to go.
Fried egg.
It's not bad. It's a rare time that you see a golf ball plug in the face of a bunker here at Baltrusol. The grounds crew squeegees the face. Those first 3 feet, they squeegee that and compact that sand. It's only 3 inches of sand that they have in the face for just that reason. They don't want the ball to plug in there. It will happen sometimes, obviously, but they're seeking for that ball to come off the face and back down into the bottom of the bunker. That's the first plugged lie I've seen this week.
Me as well. No birdie dance from Damon Green. All right, Els scrambling again.
And looked left right off the bat.
So the bogey back at 10, got it back at 11. And he's going to give it back here at 12. And a rare plugged lie in the face of one of these bunkers.
Here's a little look at Ernie's putt. Watch when this ball leaves the putter face. See what happens in its direction and its bounce. Looks like he's going to loop it under, and then it just jumped off the left. You can see how that jumped left right away.
That line was off. Well, it is a driver hole. Els hit the driver back at 10. Went away from it at 11. Got to use it here. There is water right again, but this time it's just a small creek. Good shot.
Everybody likes it.
Ernie Els with the bogey back at the 12th, has fallen outside the projected cut. He is 3 over. The struggle to make it as we continue here on a Friday.
How to get kids in the game, the Ryder Cup, and this week's event. So some nice karma for him to lead into yesterday's round.
PGA Hope is something that's, I know, very important to you. As you mentioned before, it's something that's important to us up in the Met section. But just share your thoughts about what's happening with PGA Hope and the effects that it is having across the game.
I mean, it's the most amazing program that I personally have ever been involved in. To see the dramatic growth of 4 chapters in 2014 to 68 around the country, PGA professionals teaching the game of golf as part of rehabilitation for our veterans in the Met section.
Zach Johnson right there in the middle. 3 children. Wonder if he's going to get his kids involved in the junior league. I got my kids in the PGA Junior League.
It's been amazing to see the activation this week with the juniors and from the Junior League program. Walking around their jerseys, we had a chance to celebrate some of our program champions and put them inside the ropes on the first tee during the long drive contest on Tuesday. And to see the enthusiasm they had when our ambassadors, Ricky Fowler and Rory McIlroy, went over, spent some time with the teams. And it really highlights the program. And to see some of the kids grab their father's arms and say, hey, how do I get one of those shirts? How come I'm not on that team? I think the chance to celebrate and really publicize the great work that program's doing, not only for the kids who are enjoying the game, but really for the facilities and the enthusiasm it brings, just like a Little League baseball game and a youth soccer match. It's fun to see when the matches, the enthusiasm at the golf course.
There's a real concentrated effort on behalf of the PGA, and I know that you are instrumental in this, in growing the game and bringing the game to all sorts of places where it has not been before. What do you see the future of this being? What's the effect of Junior League and PGA Hope and all the diversification that's
Absolutely
happening?
I mean, the game's always fought the battle that it's all about the elite and the wealth. And really, that is more accessible than people realize. And through using PGA Junior League as an example, the 36,000 participants we had this year, we were able to generate a pool of scholarship funding to provide youth an opportunity to participate where cost might be a factor. It's a very affordable program, but whether it's a family that's fallen on hard times or some of the youth groups through the Boys and Girls Club and the local First Tee chapters that we work with and the local sections, to provide them a chance to wear the jersey and be on a team and be with their friends in playing the game of golf. So really it's providing the opportunities and the access to the game that exists. And I think the industry has rallied around PGA Junior League golf, and we'll see some great things from people of all ages and backgrounds in the future.
Scott Kimmick with us as we watch Ernie Els make another attempt to get inside this cut line.
Pretty straight putt here.
He was expecting that to move, and it just didn't. I don't think it was ever going to move that much to the right.
And the mountain is over there to the right. Just another of the tricky reads here at Baltrusol, and Ernie Spars goes all the way back to the 3rd.
Scott, how do people get involved with PGA Hope?
And we get that question quite a bit, Michael. We would encourage veterans who are looking to participate to contact their local VA office. When we announced a partnership with the VA in Washington earlier this year, they helped identify contacts where they can register for a local program. We've had a number of amateur golfers that have volunteered to help support the program, and obviously we're all in the fundraising business, so corporations and individuals that want to help support the program financially, well, the donations are open.
Fairway bunker down the left, 231 to carry it, but much like back at the 7th hole, you don't want to try to carry it. You want to go beside it. In this case, out to the right.
left. He doesn't like it.
And over there by Fowler. In the rough on the left. Crowd loving Ernie Els. Meanwhile, at the top of the leaderboard, we're creating another. There's Fowler's ball, which winds up there up against the collar. Probably a little lucky for Zach Johnson that it didn't actually hit the stick, that it just hit the flag.
I know, it always seems like anytime you hit the flag itself, nothing, it's rare that something good happens when it hits the flag. You know?
You're talking about the flag stick.
I'm talking about the stick.
Yeah, the stick causes all kinds of problems.
Yeah. What a shot.
Els in another bunker. He's 1 out of 2 today. The one he didn't get up and down was a plugged lie.
This one may be a little bit more challenging. It almost looks like he has a slight downhill lie. Not a lot of green to work with.
How good is that?
Good.
Even Zach Johnson's applauding for it.
Touch for a big man.
That was pretty impressive.
Tell you what, I'd like to know a little bit more about the sand technique of Ernie Els. I think we have just the guy for it. A heck of a sand save for Ernie Els. We're going to get a closer look at that sand technique from Ernie Els here in just a minute. This group starting to heat up. Zach Johnson with back-to-back birdies, 3 under today, and now a change atop the leaderboard right behind. This man right here had a couple of generations of young fans following him through his play in South Africa. Now that whole host of young South African stars. Charles Schwartzel, Brandon Grace, Louis Oosthuizen among them. Oosthuizen and Schwartzel are major champions now. Great shot for Els, just narrowly avoids the old divot hole. He's shown a mastery of that bunker. Practice area here at Baltrusol. So we shift back to the 15th. Show you Zach Johnson's shot here in just a second. Great tee shot for Ernie Els. Hoped for better. By the fact that they're hearing all these roars, they know it's a good day of scoring, and it gets really hard to stay patient. What do you do? What sort of adjustments can you make in the game of golf when you lose your patience? Well, you can start aiming at targets where the percentages go way down. You can start trying to pull off shots that you know don't have a good chance of turning out well, instead of aiming at the wider targets and waiting for your opportunities. Fowler not in a position where he needs to force it. Ernie Els not there yet, but he needs one. Needs to pick up one shot from here to the clubhouse to make this cut.
We're going to see this move left to right. Quite a slow putt. And got some length to it too.
Going up toward the mountain. Even though that putt looks downhill, and it probably is. Natural terrain pushing it the other way. Els just short again. And the worst news for Ernie is that 2 over has just gone back outside the cut line. So as of right now, he needs to pick up 2 shots to play the weekend.
Digits last year at the end of Friday, 8 under was leading, and I believe 4 under won. I'm sorry, the last time I was here 2005.
Right. Last year was the first time in major championship history that someone had finished at 20 under par. It has been duplicated 2 weeks ago. Jason Day did it at Whistling Straits, and Henrik Stenson just did it at Royal Troon. Jonathan telling stories. Back on the tee at the par 3 16.
What do I say then?
There's Ricky Roberts in the foreground. Els most likely needs 2 birdies from here to the clubhouse.
And he has 5-iron in hand.
On the left-hand side of what is a very narrow tee box.
He's got 2 of the easiest holes left. This one's in the top half, though, in difficulty. You don't want to leave it to the par 5s.
Had it right at it. That pitch mark may be very close to the hole.
Could we be seeing his finishing kick right here at 16?
Ernie, way to go! Ernie!
There is a ridge to contend with here for Ernie Els.
Gotta drain it. How big, Art?
He has missed 5 of his last 7 cuts. Season that had some promise. He's outside top 250. Sorry, outside the top 150 in points for the year. Outside the top 250 in the world. And a pretty big misread right there, but not uncommon based on what we've seen from everybody this week. Annabelle, he had that going to the right, and it went left.
I had it starting out pretty straight and then breaking to the left. So I was with him.
Make it up, Aaron, make it up!
Tricky greens to read.
To take a shot at it yesterday. Got it hole high in the bunker from the farther back tee. He needs 2.
They don't want to have to eagle the last, although it's reachable.
All right.
It's that one that he hung back on his heel.
Go, Ricky. Yeah, Ricky.
Hi, Dad, Ricky.
He's out there by little Ricky. All right, Els outside the gallery ropes. The second shots will be a challenge for he and Ricky Fowler when we come back.
A little bit of a difficult tee shot here. What I want you to pay attention to is this foot position when he comes through the strike. So go ahead and take it all the way to the top of the backswing. You're going to see him do a little shift to his right. And he kind of stays back there, gets stuck back there. And as he starts to come back down, he's trying to get back down. Pay attention to what happens with his left heel. And what you're going to see is that he gets stuck back behind. It's going to spin up on that heel. Let me erase that. And watch what happens as it comes back through. You're going to see a firm plant on that heel, and that foot comes way up into the air. That's telling you that the upper body hung back. That club got stuck underneath him, and he was unable to square the face, lost it to the right. And you can see right there, he's on the 15th tee. That right there is the sign for the 15th tee box. That's where Ernie Els is. That is a good lie and a great break for a guy that needs to birdie the last 2 holes. That is a great break.
Couldn't get a more perfectly groomed lie.
Cross bunker should not be a problem, Annabelle.
Not at all. He'll sail right over those.
So now it's just how he's going to position himself for this hole location that's in the back left portion of the green. Expect to see this on the right side of the fairway unless he can get it up into those bunkers. Much better swing there. You could see that heel position didn't move, and he's using the contour. I'm going to think that was a little bit thin.
Definitely a little thin. Came out low.
Yeah.
Funneled down into that collection area.
Very brave.
Although a little bit fat. I did 500 push-ups with no arms this morning, Mark. I would recommend it for you.
You are a classic accent copier. Now, I have a request, Brian. Let me hear some of your Aussie twang.
I don't have the Australia.
Yes, you do.
Ed, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Very
Ed's great.
entertaining.
Ed is always following, throwing some stuff in for the Golf Fix. A great supporter of the show, and Ed, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. All right, now, Annabelle, let's get back to the serious thing. Ernie Els needs to get a couple of birdies. What are these players facing in these third shot approaches?
Okay, so Ernie Els has got 119. All 3 of them have got lies that are below their feet. So this whole fairway.
This is the shot right here.
119.
Is he going to try to skip it back to that flag, or is he going to get it past it and spin it back to the hole?
2 over is still outside the cut line. He's probably got to make 2 birdies here. He is going to have a great look at it. Just that close. And then the easiest hole on the golf course for Ernie Els. Zach Johnson, after sticking another one close, looking for his 5th birdie of the day. And Golf Tracks, presented by Scott Trade, showing us this finishing stretch here at 17 and 18. Today, this hole playing tougher than yesterday. It was the 2nd easiest hole on the golf course, averaging right at even par for the day, 5 strokes. But then here's the finish. This is the easiest, almost a half shot under par. You have to take advantage of this stroke. This
iron, 4, 5, 6 iron coming into that hole location. Today the wind was in the opposite direction, and they were hitting 3-woods up there. Henrik Stenson made an eagle on his round this morning with a 3-wood to about 3 feet. This putt that Ernie's going to have is going to move a little bit from his left to right, will be a little fast. As close as it is, it's not the best putt on this green. I think Ricky Fowler's got the best opportunity. Just saw it there. Let's see if Ernie can negotiate this. BK, are you giving this a must make?
Pretty much. I mean, you can't go to 18 needing to make eagle.
71 people tied at +2 or better. Does that go the high side or the low side?
He can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
There have been 5 eagles at 18 today. It's too much pressure for one hole. Gotta have this one.
Left center.
There you go. He started his round with back-to-back birdies. He's going to need to finish it that way to make this cut. But Els is that much closer.
Yeah.
2005.
Now Ernie Els, this club has cost him a little bit today.
Well, he needs it right now. Has to make a birdie. 2 over is tied for 71st. It is right on the number, but it's out right now. If one of the players at 1 over falls back, all the 2 overs are in, but Els can't depend on that. Anything in the fairway is going to give you a chance to reach this in 2.
Let's watch that left foot.
Chicken finger!
That's right.
And into one of those 4 fairway bunkers down the right-hand side. Doesn't mean that he can't reach. It also doesn't mean that he can't lay it up and make time. We do see him. He's at the top of a leaderboard. All right. Get an update on the situation here of Ernie Els.
Unfortunately, Ernie has cost himself the opportunity to hit this green in 2. That lip there that he has to contend with will mean that he'll be laying up.
The question is, can he clear this hazard that bisects the fairway there, Annabelle?
I think he can certainly do that, Michael. It's not right up against the lip, and it's not that steep that he wouldn't be able to clear that hazard. He'll just be laying up to a number that he likes in for his 3rd shot.
So he's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 190, maybe 200 yards to the front edge of the green.
That's right. It's 227 to the pin.
Yeah, and that flag is 10 off, so maybe around 210 to the front edge, right in there. So you've got to stay solid with this shot. You catch this fat, this championship for him will be over. That did not sound clean. Okay.
Oh. Clean enough. Unfortunately, he misses the fairway.
Yeah, it sounded like he hit a little fat. Typically, when you do that in the sand, you'll hit it fat and it'll hook the shot.
Flag is over.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Nope.
Die hard.
67 yards for Els.
Out of the rough. How does it react on the green? They'll have a putt.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You're my boy, Blue. You are my boy, Blue.
The cut could move back to 2 over. Ernie Els wants to do this on his own. As everyone in the group getting introduced, Ernie Els first played in this PGA Championship in 1992. He's had 6 top 10s. He's only missed 5 cuts in his 23 tries. Best finish was back in 2007, a 3rd. And we have documented the struggles that he's had over the last couple of years. It wasn't just the Masters, but the struggles with that putter. But Ernie Els will not quit. He is hanging in there, and a putt to make this cut coming up toward the first green. That edge is raised up. So here's the putt now for Els. 2 over might be enough.
Oh, we're getting a good look here, Worm Cam. You see the line, it'll tell you right away. It's left.
That line not exactly tumbling end over end either, so maybe not exactly where he aimed it. And he will have to wait. Not realigning the line.
That driver, it cost him on 2 holes. Maybe none more so than that right there.
So 2 over par, currently tied for 72nd. He will need 2 players at 1 over or better to fall back to 2 over in order to make this cut. Now half the field is going to end over on that front 9, and that's the tougher finishing stretch. 5 birdies on the way in, 4 on the back 9, 1 off the round of the day.